Isn't it just my luck? I come to Vegas for a week, it's 43 degrees and raining. Welcome back to Craft Computing, everyone. As always, I'm Jeff. We spent some time with nVidia this afternoon. We got a press release from them Sunday night, and there was a press conference, which I actually didn't attend on that one. They were talking about some new displays that they're coming out with, as well as some enhancements to the GeForce Experience suite, which at the time didn't sound all that exciting. They've talked about the same things at Computex and actually at CES last year even. This turns out to be a little different, and I'm actually really excited about this. And in fact, one of these was one of my predictions for CES 2018. So first off, there were some changes to the G Suite experience, which there will be a beta launching sometime tomorrow. So if you're watching this on Tuesday, go download the beta if you're interested in any of this. So first off, nVidia is updating their Ansel API to do live filtering over your gameplay. They're calling this nVidia Freestyle. Starting tomorrow, you'll be able to apply 15 predetermined effects with a lot of variable sliders on them over your live gameplay. Things like color adjustment, sepia tone, contrast, brightness, as well as film effects like sepia tone with film grain. One of the demos that they did was Call of Duty World War II, when they put a sepia tone with a film grain element over it. It really changed the tone of the game and was a really cool effect. There was one feature in particular that struck me personally, and that was a filter for colorblindness. And not just red-green colorblindness in particular, which is what I struggle with, but they had multiple types of colorblindness with variable sliders for different extremes of it. And I've got to say, I've tried the Enchroma color correction glasses, and while they worked to some pretty good effect, on a side note, I was unimpressed with the glasses themselves. The nVidia filter, when applied to red-green colorblindness, did the same exact effect to the game in real time. There was a scene with a dragon flying in front of a tree, and the dragon had a reddish-brown wing, and there were some leaves drooping down over the tree that were green. Normally, that entire scene would seem very brown and very dull to me. As soon as I changed the slider up, it was just like putting on those Enchroma shades. I could instantly see the contrast in the colors. I could see the green as actually green. I could see the dragon, all the hints of tone in the dragon's wing really take shape there. This could be a game changer if you're affected by colorblindness like I am. Shadow play also got a quick enhancement, and it's actually really cool. They're bringing event-based shadow play to a lot of popular games. It's already out on PUBG, I believe, and it's coming to Fortnite, as well as many other titles that are soon to be announced. What this means is actions in the game will automatically trigger shadow play to record events, like a death or an action or an item acquisition or a level up or anything like that. And those clips will be readily editable within shadow play, as well as being able to post with just a couple of clicks to YouTube or Facebook or Twitter. So again, what seemed like on the surface a pretty dull announcement for GeForce Experience ended up adding a lot of new functionality that could actually have some pretty cool effects. Now, onto the thing that I was right about. Remember in my CES predictions in my Talking Heads podcast about a week ago, January 3rd, we were talking about what we wanted to see from the industry. And I was talking about TV panels in particular, but I didn't care who it came from as long as it came. Input lag has been a real issue with a lot of consumer TVs in really forever. There's been lag recorded upwards of 100 milliseconds on some panels. The average, I think, is right around 75. So if you're a console gamer and you're plugging into a TV, you're instantly introducing lag into your environment. Well, nVidia is introducing G-Sync into what they call BFGDs, or big format gaming displays. In their booth, they had three, we'll call them medium to late development prototypes on display. One from HP, one from Asus, and one from Acer. These are 65-inch 4K panels at 120 Hz with G-Sync. Also on the spec list is HDR at a minimum 1000 nit brightness, as well as Shield consoles integrated into the displays themselves. Now, nVidia is being very careful not to call these televisions, as the FCC has very strict guidelines on what a television is. These are not TVs, they do not have TV tuners, they are not subject to the same FCC regulations. These are inherently monitors. Gaming-wise, the displays were unreal connected to a PC. We got to play Destiny 2 for a short while on these displays. Absolutely crisp. The HDR color is amazing, as Destiny 2 supports HDR natively. There was little to no motion blur at all. Everything was very crisp the entire time. There was no stuttering or tearing on this display. And being a display, there's a lot of options for what you can plug into these. Every single display will come with at least an HDMI 2.0B port as well as a display port. Panel makers can include other port options if they so desire. And moving on to media consumption, one of the things they demoed was showing off the G-Sync as well as the HDR and UHD aspects of the display. They played the Grand Tour from Amazon, Top Gear 2. The reason they chose this was it actually shoots in 4K, they display in HDR, and they actually shoot at the British standard 25 FPS, which G-Sync handles perfectly. If you're watching the Grand Tour Season 2 on a standard PC monitor or any display without adaptive sync, there's actually a lot of tearing and interpolation involved in that. In this display, the program was absolutely crisp and beautiful the entire time, with the exception of there was a little bit of a backlight issue when the HDR couldn't quite keep up with the G-Sync. I'm sure this will be ironed out in the end. They're expecting release sometime this summer. Again, these are kind of late-stage prototypes. The displays they showed actually had some exposed circuit boards on the back and were being powered by Thermaltake desktop PC power supplies. So they haven't quite worked out all the bugs out of all this yet, but really, really impressed by what I saw. So that was NVIDIA's news here at CES 2018. Like I said, what seems a little underwhelming on the surface, I'm actually really excited about to see what they come out with in the next couple of months. As always, stay tuned to Craft Computing for more coverage of CES 2018. Thanks guys, see you in the next one.